Hello， 欢迎大家回到这期视频。上一期我们听了一下 UCI 中国留学生的真实声音。如果你还没来得及看，赶快点击屏幕上的链接补课哦。这一期我非常兴奋的要跟大家分享好多精彩的内容。不同的是，我在 UCI 校园随机与很多本土美国同学及国外留学生交流了一下，听听他们的观念、观点以及对庞大留学生群体的看法。相信我，你不会想错过的。先赶快4连击一下 ，Let's go！
1 minute every time. Yeah, 2 questions. How's it going? What's your name?
Bridge.
Bridge?
Yeah, Bridge.
I'm Darren.
Nice to meet
So
you, Darren.
I'm a vlogger. Basically, I'm on campus today just talking to a lot of you guys, talking about your experiences here. What made you choose UCI over some of the other options you might have looked at?
It was pretty much just the best engineering program I got into, to be honest. The UCs are like all pretty respected engineering programs. And like I got into some like smaller schools that had engineering programs, and like, I don't know, I feel like there's something about being at like a large research institution if you're doing STEM that like really matters, because you're just exposed to more ideas.
What made you guys choose UCI over other options?
Honestly, it was far enough from home. I'm from the Bay Area, and I originally got in with like the honors program. So I don't know. I just thought it was a good school out of all my options, and for my major, it's like a pretty good school for it. So overall, I thought it was the best option.
What are you majoring in?
Environmental science.
For me, it was primarily the area.
Irvine.
Yeah. Oh, not Irvine specifically, but the
Okay.
the fact that it was in California, and the fact that it was a really good school, and I could be close to my family.
To me.
Local. Okay.
Yeah.
Just convenience, right?
Yeah. I just
Besides financial aid, because we've heard
financial aid.
Yeah.
Financial aid.
So that's the biggest reason. Huh?
It was one of the good reasons why I came here.
Okay.
They gave me my major. I visited the campus and it was pretty amazing here. So
I like this, right?
Yeah.
It's there now for life.
I like the circular structure and the architecture. So
Okay.
It's like a good distance from home, and so I felt like I could still go back home when I wanted to, but I'm far enough like to live my own life and everything.
Away from your parents?
Yeah, away from my parents, my siblings, all the people that used to know me. And then financial aid was also really big.
Financial aid?
That was also another big reason why I wanted to come here, because the aid package was like good enough for me.
Scholarship plus grant.
Scholarship plus grants, and then just opportunities in general.
Yeah.
You know, like UCI does a really good job at trying to make sure students are taken care of, I think.
Good.
There's resources like all around.
How do you like
Good
life here?
6.5 hours.
Just campus life in general.
Uh,
Is this what you expected coming in?
It's an interesting question, because I don't know if I had that many expectations, because I didn't know that much about UCI. Honestly, like, I don't love Irvine that much.
Oh,
I
you
definitely
don't?
wouldn't want to like live here after college.
Why is that? I'm curious.
Just compared to like the city, there's like a lot less activity. Yeah, I think I'd rather live somewhere that's a little more dense and a little bit more like culturally going on.
I feel like overall it's been a pretty good experience, and everyone here is like really friendly. I think the campus climate is really nice, and I would say like as far as involvement goes, there's not that much. I feel like there could be more ways to get people involved, and more like clubs and organizations on here that allow for people to do things. Yeah, because my freshman year when I came here, there's just not much activity as far as like the clubs and organizations go. I think there could be more.
I feel like they're not as aggressive as like other schools I've heard of. Where
Yeah, the sports are active though, so that's nice because everyone can get involved in those. But
Sure.
yeah, just from like comparison to other UC schools, I think definitely could be more involvement.
I didn't grow up here, so I didn't have like the expectations of like what is university, what am I, what is this gonna look like for 4 years. It was all completely foreign to me. So a lot of those decisions going into college, I just kind of made without knowing, and just kind of figured out along the way. So
I didn't really have many expectations. Like I'm a first-gen student, so I was just excited to be able to come to college and experience it.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
That's amazing. What's the biggest difference between going to a traditional classroom and studying online?
I hate online classes.
Really?
I can't stand it. No. So much of what I enjoy about class is like sharing, or like communicating science with other people. That's like a really big part of my major.
Classroom life, I kind of prefer post-COVID. Like I like hybrid and like going on Zoom, and it's
Hybrid.
a lot less time out of my day like coming to campus all the time. But like campus life definitely pre-COVID.
School-wise, I think it's a lot easier to adjust to, and like educational-wise, it's a lot easier, like the classes and everything.
Sure.
Yeah.
On campus, it's like more interaction with people, not at home if there's in front of your computer all the time.
Campus?
Yeah.
All across?
It's an option in case like you can't make it a class that you can watch a recording. I like that.
Okay.
Because before it's like you couldn't make it a class, like you have to figure it out.
Sure.
But this time it gives you a chance, like if you're sick or if you can't leave the house.
In Irvine, there's a huge Asian population.
Yeah.
And you have a lot of Asian students coming from overseas to study here.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Do you have a lot of those fellow students in your class, or?
Yeah, I would say like a lot of my classes. I mean, I think it's good to like share information. I mean, I think it's kind of sad that like, because the honest like reality of the UC system is like we have to accept a lot of kids from out of state and out of the country just because they pay more tuition than in-state kids.
Oh, they do?
Oh yeah, like
I didn't know
more,
that.
almost twice.
Oh.
And so I think, but that's true if you're just out of
interesting.
California. It's not like if you're out of the country. It's, and so I think that like it's cool to have like the kind of cross-cultural communication and stuff. And like I have like friends that are like from China, and it's been cool to like learn their life experience. But I do think there's something sad about the idea that like a school that is called like a University of California school is like doesn't get enough funding from the federal and state government to like just admit kids from California. Like obviously you need cross-pollination, but like they shouldn't feel like they have to for financial reasons accept people from other countries. Like,
yeah, thank you for your honesty, Bridge.
Nice at this school that is like, you know, Asian, is generally higher.
Sure.
Where I'm from, most of my friends, my hometown, most of my friends were white, Hispanic, a few blacks, and I did have some Asian friends as well, but nothing compared to how many I've made coming to just this school in general.
Was that something that you expected coming in? Did you do any homework on that, or you just kind of came here like, wow?
Personally, I knew that just the black population was like small on UCI, but I didn't understand how large the Asian population was at the school. I've taken a lot of opportunities just to like use a lot of the programs and resources on campus because I came to college for an adventure. It's not about what you learn in college, it's about who you meet and like the connection that you actually build. Like really struck me is the like similarities in like home life and like culture. In the sense that a lot of the struggles that we both felt growing up, they parallel one another in really interesting ways. And high focus on grades and the responsibility. And it's because I feel like both cultures call for a lot of respect once you look at it.
And be inclusive.
Be inclusive,
I personally like enjoy the diversity here. I feel it's a lot more comfortable, and I'm like, I can talk to a lot of other people. And it's like a very inclusive community here, so I really like that. They're all very welcoming. Like, really like, yeah, friendly and nice.
I think you can also find somebody who can relate to you on the perspective.
So,
you Chinese or?
I'm Vietnamese.
I'm Viet. I'm Chinese.
It's been a really positive experience, I think, overall. Being in college is a good time to learn about different perspectives, and just you can learn a lot about a lot of different places in a relatively short amount of time.
I feel like it's not a huge change for me coming from home, since like also the Bay Area has a lot of Asians. But I feel like sometimes, well, it's like comfortable, it's like kind of a bubble. Right, because then you don't get to see like as many people as like if you went to another UC or even like another school in California or out of state. But yeah, I think overall it's like really nice if it's not something you're used to and you're Asian, then it's like really nice to have that sense of community.
Especially because the majority of our Asian population is international students, I would say. So for them, it's probably nice because they have their own groups and stuff coming into it. And I noticed that they have a lot of like ways to incorporate international students with a lot of the stuff that we do here, like activities and everything. So I'm pretty indifferent. Like I don't see it as like a negative thing, obviously. And I think it's positive that we have a lot of ways to incorporate all sorts of diversity on campus. If they are like feeling like they're in their own bubbles, it's probably because they feel like safer from their own like communities and people that they're familiar with and stuff like that versus like American students and everything. But I feel like as long as like we're all kind of trying to like be inclusive towards everyone, then it's fine. And there's a lot of ways that we can all like do things together and like incorporate through like involvement in clubs and everything.
How do you guys feel about that? I mean, obviously you guys grew up here, but How do you feel about having such a huge Asian population?
Talking to people who are from like different countries.
Do you have a lot of those international friends within your circle, or do you only?
I wouldn't say a lot.
Okay, interesting. So you guys grew up here. You were born here, right?
Yeah.
What difference do you find between your group, group of people that were born and raised in OC, for example?
I mean, for sure, it's just like the cultural difference and kind of like just how we grew up in general.
Do you feel like there's a certain barrier there?
I wouldn't necessarily say it's like a barrier, but I feel like there is like just a sort of cultural difference. So yeah, but like yeah.
Good answer, but very vague.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Same thing.
What's that?
Same thing.
What do you think, Evan?
What was the question?
Oh gosh, what am I gonna do? You enjoyed trying to break into that barrier. Have you succeeded? Okay, good.
好啦，看了听了这么多，大家感觉怎么样？是不是对美国本土学生的思维概念有了大概的了解呢？没错，经过这2期的素材拍摄和整理，我还是看到了中国留学生和美国本土学生在选择学校以及观念上面存在巨大的差异。一方面，我们中国留学生群体可能更在乎的是学校的地理位置、区域的安全性、交通和饮食是否便利等等。另一方面，美国本土同学更在乎的是学校本身的专业选择性、学术能力与学校政府给予奖学金和补助的机制等。当然，这些都不是绝对的，也不是每一个人的想法。不过，通过几天的拍摄经历，我明显感觉到了2点。第一，大多数中国留学生还是比较腼腆，很多人都不愿意与陌生人太多的沟通交流，所以我也遇到了不少的挑战。大多数亚裔学生偏向离家人近一些。第二，很多美国本土同学其实非常愿意与我们中国留学生们有更多机会交流，互相学习，甚至做更深层次的文化交流。他们相反，希望离家人远一些，这样更自由独立。我一直深感自己的幸运，在双文化的环境下长大，也正因为自己从小就对其他文化非常好奇，不管是初中、高中、大学还是工作，都没有只生活在所谓的 bubble 中。我周围的好朋友都是来自不同国家、不同人种，甚至不同宗教。也正因为如此，我很幸运获得了好多的人生经历。我们要学会更多去包容，更多去接受，而敞开心扉是第一步。希望大家喜欢这一期视频，也衷心希望和鼓励我们中国留学生能够更多的了解和融入其他文化，说不定那样大家能够让自己的留学经历收获更多呢。下一期跟着我一起走进 UCI 研究生的生活，看看他们的一天是如何过的呢？我们下期见。
You go to UCI or use as?
No, I got out of college a long time ago. A long time ago.
Do you go here?
UCI? No, I don't.
Oh, nice.
I'm quite flattered. I actually got out of college a long time ago. He goes here.
Do you go here or like you just go to different campuses?
No, unfortunately, I'm quite flattered actually. I got out of college a long time ago.
Okay.
He goes here. This is my friend,
cool.
by the way. William.
Nice to meet you.